Hello, this is Curtis, your traveling guru. Welcome to InformedTouristA.I. Now, are you ready to jump into this video adventure? India, the land of spices, spirituality, and some seriously sketchy tourist traps. We all dream of seeing the Taj Mahal, but are some Indian destinations more hype than happiness? You bet your backpack there are. Today, we're diving deep into the underbelly of Indian tourism, exposing the places that might leave you wishing you'd stayed home. Stick around till the end for a surprising twist. You won't believe which seemingly idyllic destination almost made our list. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to InformedTouristA.I for more thrilling travel insights. Now let's begin.
Check one, check.
Let's be real, folks. Agra is basically a one-hit wonder. Sure, the Taj Mahal is breathtaking, an architectural masterpiece that deserves its place on every traveler's bucket list. But once you've had your fill of Mughal majesty, Agra loses its luster faster than a cheap souvenir in the rain. The streets? Packed tighter than a Mumbai local train at rush hour. Vendors will hound you like mosquitoes at a swamp party, trying to sell you everything from overpriced trinkets to genuine silk scarves that were probably made in a sweatshop last week. And don't even get me started on the scams. Overcharging tourists is practically an art form in Agra. From inflated taxi fares to special entry fees that don't actually exist, you'll need to channel your inner negotiator just to buy a bottle of water. And the hygiene? Let's just say I've seen cleaner public restrooms in a bus station at 3 a.m. Look, I get it, the Taj Mahal is a must-see. But do yourself a favor, book a day trip from Delhi, experience the wonder, and then hightail it out of there before your sanity and your wallet takes too much of a beating. Ah, Delhi. A city of contrast so extreme it'll give you emotional whiplash. One minute you're marveling at ancient temples and Mughal tombs, the next you're dodging cow patties and choking on smog so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. Delhi is India's beating heart, a chaotic symphony of history, culture, and utter mayhem. You'll find some of the country's most impressive historical sites here. The Red Fort, Humayun's tomb, Qutub Minar. But you'll also find yourself navigating a minefield of scams, pollution, and sensory overload that would make even the most seasoned traveler reach for their earplugs. Paharganj, Delhi's infamous backpacker ghetto, deserves its own chapter in this saga of urban chaos. It's cheap, cheerful, and about as subtle as a Bollywood dance number. But beneath the vibrant facade lies a seedy underbelly, rife with petty crime, dodgy guest houses, and enough questionable substances to fuel a rave in Goa. Don't get me wrong, Delhi has its charms. The street food is legendary, the markets are a vibrant assault on the senses, and the city has a certain raw energy that's hard to resist. But be warned, Delhi is not for the faint of heart. It's a city that will challenge you, test you, and leave you wondering if you've fallen in love or sworn off big cities forever. Varanasi, the spiritual capital of India, the city of lights, the place where life and death intertwine on the banks of the holy Ganges. It's a photographer's dream and a germaphobe's worst nightmare, all rolled into one. Imagine this. You're strolling along the Ghats watching pilgrims bathe in the sacred river. The scent of incense and marigolds heavy in the air. It's a scene of ancient ritual and raw devotion. Until you realize the brown sludge floating by isn't just silt. Yep, that's right, sewage, industrial waste, and the occasional dead animal all take a dip in Mother Ganga. Varanasi is an assault on the senses. The sights, the sounds, the smells, it's overwhelming in the most intense way possible. You'll witness cremations on the Ghats, cows roaming the streets like they own the place, they kinda do, and motorbikes zipping through alleys so narrow, you'd swear they were designed for ants. But beneath the chaos lies a certain magic. Varanasi is a city that gets under your skin, a place where you'll confront your own mortality and witness the cycle of life and death in its rawest form. Just maybe pack some hand sanitizer and a strong stomach. Chapter 4. Patna. History repeats itself. And so does the disappointment. Patna. The ancient city of Pataliputra, a place steeped in history, and unfortunately not much else. This Bihar state capital is often overlooked by tourists, and for good reason. While Patna boasts some impressive historical sites like the ancient ruins of Nalanda University and the majestic Golgar Granary, it's severely lacking in basic tourist infrastructure. Think bumpy roads, unreliable transportation, and a distinct lack of decent accommodation options. But the real deal-breaker for many travelers is the attitude. Patna isn't known for its warm hospitality. Tourists often report feeling unwelcome, stared at, and even harassed. And the pollution? Let's just say you'll be breathing in more exhaust fumes than fresh air. Look, if you're a die-hard history buff on a shoestring budget, Patna might hold some appeal. But if you're looking for a comfortable, hassle-free travel experience, you're better off sticking with destinations that actually want your tourist dollars. Chapter 5. Jammu, the gateway to, well, not much, Jammu, the city of temples, the winter capital of Jammu and Kashmir, also known as the place you end up when you're on your way to somewhere else. Often overshadowed by its more glamorous cousin Srinagar, Jammu is a bit like that distant relative you try to avoid at family gatherings. Sure, it has its charms. The Raghunath temple complex is worth a visit, and the Bahu fort offers panoramic views of the city, if you can stand the heat. But beyond that, Jammu feels more like a transit hub than a destination in its own right. And speaking of heat, did I mention it gets hot in Jammu? Like surface of the sun hot? During the summer months, temperatures can soar to unbearable levels, making sightseeing feel like an extreme sport. And the dust. Be prepared to feel like you're permanently coated in a fine layer of grit. Unless you have a specific reason for visiting Jammu, like a pilgrimage to the Vaishno Devi temple, you're better off spending your time and money elsewhere. Chapter 6, Paharganj Backpacker Paradise. Lost in translation. Remember Paharganj, Delhi's budget-friendly neighborhood? Yeah, this is where things get really interesting. And by interesting I mean potentially disastrous for unsuspecting tourists. Paharganj is a magnet for backpackers on a shoestring budget. Cheap guest houses, street food stalls hawking samosas for pennies, and a constant buzz of activity create an illusion of carefree travel nirvana. But beneath the surface, Paharganj is a minefield of scams, petty crime, and enough red flags to make a bullfighter nervous. The scams here are legendary. Fake train ticket offices, helpful locals offering to guide you to non-existent attractions, and taxi drivers who'll take you for a ride, literally, are just the tip of the iceberg. And don't even think about flashing your cash or expensive jewelry here, unless you want to become a walking target. Look, I get it, everyone loves a bargain. But trust me, the savings you'll find in Paharganj are rarely worth the stress, hassle, and potential danger. Do yourself a favor and spend a little extra to stay in a safer, less chaotic part of Delhi. Your sanity and your wallet will thank you. Chapter 7, Rishikesh, Finding Your Zen. Amidst the rubbish, Rishikesh, the yoga capital of the world, the gateway to the Himalayas. A place where you can find your inner peace, or at least a decent downward dog. But even this spiritual haven isn't immune to the dark side of tourism. Imagine this. You're meditating on the banks of the holy Ganges, surrounded by lush greenery, the sound of chanting filling the air. You're feeling totally zen, until you open your eyes and see a plastic bag floating by, followed by an empty water bottle, and a discarded food wrapper. Not exactly the serene scene you signed up for. As more and more tourists flock to Rishikesh, seeking enlightenment, and Instagram-worthy yoga poses, the city is struggling to cope with the influx. Pollution is on the rise, traffic jams are becoming more common, and the once pristine riverbanks are littered with rubbish. Don't get me wrong, Rishikesh is still a beautiful and spiritual place, but the cracks are starting to show. If you're planning a trip to this yoga mecca, be prepared for crowds, pollution, and a healthy dose of reality alongside your daily dose of meditation. Chapter 8, Dras, colder than your ex's heart, and twice as dangerous. Dras, the gateway to Ladakh, the second coldest inhabited place on Earth, a place where you can experience extreme adventure, and potentially, extreme hypothermia. Located in the Kargil district of Jammu and Kashmir, Dras is not your average tourist destination. This is a place for adrenaline junkies, adventure seekers, and anyone who's ever dreamed of experiencing what it's like to live inside a freezer. But Dras's extreme climate isn't the only thing that makes it a challenging destination. Situated close to the line of control between India and Pakistan, Dras has a heavy military presence and a palpable tension that hangs in the air like a shroud. So, unless you're a seasoned adventurer with a thing for sub-zero temperatures and the thrill of geopolitical uncertainty, Dras is probably not the best choice for your next vacation. There are plenty of other beautiful and less intense destinations in India where you can enjoy the mountains without risking frostbite. And a spare pair of underwear. Chapter 10, Duma Beach, where the sand is black, and so are the vibes. Duma Beach. Located in the state of Gujarat. Known for its black sand beaches and haunted happenings. This is one beach vacation that might leave you sleeping with the lights on. Local legend has it that Duma Beach is a popular hangout spot for restless spirits. Stories abound of paranormal activity, strange voices whispering on the wind, and eerie shadows lurking at the edge of the water. Some say the beach is haunted by the souls of those who died at sea, while others believe it's a portal to another dimension. But even if you don't believe in ghosts, Duma Beach still has a certain creepy vibe. The black sand, a result of volcanic ash, creates a stark and unsettling landscape, and the strong undercurrents make swimming here extremely dangerous. There have been numerous reports of drownings over the years, adding fuel to the fire of the beach's haunted reputation. So if you're looking for a typical beach vacation filled with sun, sand, and carefree fun, Dumas Beach is probably not the best choice. But if you're a fan of the paranormal, or simply enjoy exploring destinations with a dark side, this eerie beach might be right up your alley. So there you have it, the top 10 places in India that might make you wish you'd packed an extra dose of patience. And maybe a hazmat suit. But remember, travel is all about adventure, right? Even the most challenging destinations can offer unique experiences and unforgettable stories. And the surprising destination that almost made our list? Goa. Yes, that's right. The land of beaches and parties can also be a bit of a tourist trap if you're not careful. From overcrowded beaches to overpriced shacks, Goa has its fair share of downsides. But hey, that's a story for another video. Thanks for watching Informed Tourist AI. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. It's free and helps support the channel. Want more fascinating travel insights? Click here to watch our next video.